again, Xnick here, trying to play a new game with a new deck that I haven't showcased previously. I'm going to be using a deck that is made up with lots of red and white cards, so let's take a peek about what is going on inside here. So I'm calling this Vampirium, but since it's playing along white and red, it's fit to call this like a sort of pink deck. So plenty of creatures in white that are very cheap and that have the Delirium keyword that is going to check if there are 4 or more card types among cards in the graveyard to enhance our creatures. So there are many of these in white color. Over here we have, for instance, well, not so many, but we have the Inquisitor's Ox and also Reaper of Lightning Silver. There were other options also to include, but I think that the stronger ones are this. This is a red creature that happens to have also Delirium, not initially planned, but it appeared to be a nice addition. And also we have the discard enables that are going to help us populate our graveyard, and also madness cards that we can pay an alternative cost if we are discarding the card. So there are many of the unknown cards over there. So let's go ahead and try to do something useful with this deck. So let's find ourselves some opponent. We are listening to Pink Panther's Team remix that I found on YouTube. I hope I'm not infringing any copyright. I'm going to leave the link in the description if you want to find out about this. Okay, let's see, I'm listening to this for the very first time, well, as you are, I guess. Well, maybe you have already, maybe you knew the song before me. But anyway, I think it's a cute, nice remix. Let's try to find out the current deck is marked as very sharp speed and also control. I am surprised that it doesn't got more stars on the strength and synergistic aspect of the deck qualification. Okay, let's go and try to raise our rank. Here we start with a hand with plenty of lands. This is an artifact creature that counts as 2 types for our Delirium Nate, and a very nice enchantment to use. So I think that despite having little action here, we have the key for getting into our powerful stuff later on. So let's take the risk. So also Insolent Neonate happens to it's going to enjoy menace, so this cannot be blocked by just one creature, so it's going to be doing tiny bits of damage first turns. We'll go ahead and play this. Also this comes has a little of mislead that it's kind of against good players or players that have been getting against too many of the vampire decks. This can mislead our opponent into thinking that we are playing red and black. Well, they are going to find out eventually. So here we are facing the Ember Holder that is very dangerous for us. It can pay 1 to sacrifice himself and deal 2 damage to any target he likes, but there are not many options to deal against that. I guess that the best choice here is to fetch for a blind, I think. So if we draw into a untapped lane later on, we can drop the Always Watching on turn 3, otherwise we have our Scarecrow to play. So let's go and attack. We probably this time I don't think we are going to find much use by the moment for the Neonate. Our opponent can hit us for 2, but he cannot block at this moment. invalid block, so he will have to withdraw. But in return we take 2 points of damage, and me before if he chooses to sacrifice Timber Hauler. This is a very okay, let's think. Okay, if we activate this we are forced to discard something, but we get to draw, so I think that maybe we have too many lands and we can afford to lose one of those. Well, we have the plains, but I think that I failed to use the oh, in the previous turn I misused the evolving wife without noticing. I wanted to bring out the plains, but ended up with 2 mountains instead. So now let's not be too sad about that. So let's think, guessing that dropping the Scarecrow is play maybe. We might not be able to activate since our man could attack. We block for 2, it takes 2 damage, and he can finish it off with the holder, but apparently our opponent is deciding to play for 1 red or maybe another card. Let's see. No, it seems that he has no mana, and I'm thinking that he wanted to left the mana open to activate the Ember Hauler just in case we used something too scary here. But well, at the very least, the white came as a surprise here, for him at least. Well, maybe there are more decks out there that plays red and white with vampires, so here a wild Enoch guide has happened to come. Now what is going on? Let's see if he's using the fetching. Yes, he's fetching the forest top of the library. So next turn he has 4 mana granted. And let's see what happens next. Well, the music video has changed, so let's just stop the music altogether. I don't know, the autoplay from YouTube has gone into some weird stuff, so let's leave that on pause. Now we are here again, and well, the Scarecrow has Defender, so there's not much he can do at this moment, so I'm going to play the Always Watching here that might be removed using the Elder, well, the Sage from red, the red elf that can destroy enchantments, but maybe our opponent is not playing that kind of card because with an Ember Holder it doesn't seem to fit too much there. So we have an Eldritch Moon card that we could be wanting to remove as soon as possible, but it's not that easy because we don't have currently a nice board presence. So let's see what happens next. So come on, game, we need to draw some good stuff now. Next turn we can play the Reaper of Flight on Silver. When it has Delirium, he is able to sacrifice another creature to gain +2/+1 until, and we have drawn another land that is not what we want. We could play the Needle Spire, but it's going to enter the battlefield tapped, and I think that is not what we want at this moment. So the Reaper of Flying on Silver is going to enter thanks to auto switching for flying with vigilance. That's quite decent, but The presence of the foul emissary allows our opponent to use emerged creatures. Also, he can sacrifice both Ember Howler to take down the angel, and that's happening, I think. So, well, at least we trade 2 for 1 here, but since we only have lands on hand, that's not the best outcome of the time, but let's see. We have the Doppelgeist that is going to have... Oh no! I should have played the Needle Spires, but I did a mistake here. So, well, let's play what we can play, and we tap the full emissary. And let's see, I'm getting tired of having only lands in hand, so I think that if we sacrifice the Scarecrow, we can get 2 better cards after. So, and by the end of the turn, this has to be in our graveyard. Let's see what happens now. Another one of these. This is becoming scarier by the time. If our opponent hits one of the emerged creature, is going to hit us very powerful. It's going to be very powerful. This one is going to drop a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi horror token alongside the merge creature that often are coming with something else. So this guy is a 1/1 that is not going to come alone. So we are thinning the library. There are 2 less lands that we are going to draw, and yeah, the Nahiri's Machination. It's cute, but it's not good enough by the moment. So this time we drop the proper land that is going to react probably with what we want to activate next turn. So since we have since we have vigilance, do the attack here. So very powerful enchantment here using Nahiri gives indestructible to one of our creatures during combat, and also can deal 1 point of damage if someone tries to block this. So, but since this has flying, it's not doing much for us by the moment. So our opponent's going to have too many lands. That's pretty awful. And this is a strange attack. What's going on? Make up your mind. No. The opponent chose not to do such an attack. So now we are going to drop our Kithion, that in the worst case could become indestructible during 1 turn, and we are repeating the attack with our flyer. Let's see if something else happens here. So far so good. Alright. Let's pass up. Okay, our Kithion is a 3/2. This is a very powerful enchantment for non-token creatures. It's giving +1/+1. We can have multiple copies of this. That is very into the maw of hell. It's going to kill the Kithion, I imagine. I hope. Oh no! Our poor clan creature is going down. So let's, before that happens, we are going to tap the land, so at least we squeeze 1 mana from it. And it's gone down to the cemetery, and now the opponent can do 3 points of damage to a face. I mentioned that he wants to keep a blocker for next turn. I thought so. Ah, wait, we can activate that big one here. to this one. A creature to deal 1 point of damage. It's you. Come on. Why are you not? This. What? Okay. It has to be a target blocking creature. I see. So it can be any one of these. We can try to kill our own blocking creatures. And yet another land here. That is quite sad. So let's make Kithion indestructible. We can make him indestructible many more times. So he becomes hyper indestructible. But I don't think that's going to help us. Anyways, so here the opponent is losing one of his blockers. We can kill it with Nahiri, but no point in doing that. So here we are going to take one of our last basic land from the library and pass the turn with a pretty sad hand and kind of defending board, but our opponent can give trample one of his creatures. Also, he has enough mana to activate his emergent creatures. So we are in trouble. Here we activate Kithions. So Kithion is preventing the Centaur Incarnate to hitting our face, but by doing so, the other attacker gets 1 point of damage to us. So we now have a Fiery Temper that can deal 3 damage to a creature or player, and well, that's kind of sad to do. So let's try to attack here, and if our opponent does not block, good for us. If he blocks, we can finish the blocker if necessary with Nahiri. So let's see what happens. No block. Alright. Enough. So this time the Clear Chieftain can give trample to the Centaur Incarnate on our... No, he cannot steal Kithion. Oh, thanks goodness. Well, switching prevented the trigger from enthralling Victor, and apparently the mana is not going to be enough to enable the Clear Chieftain, so here we're going to deal with the... okay. Okay, both threats are very powerful at this moment. It's not clear which one we should take down, but if we only look at the sheer power, the Centaur Incarnate has plenty more power, but here it's okay. The problem with Clear Chieftain is that he can grant trample to the creatures, and that is kind of bad to us. So let's go ahead, and we are going to keep the useless mountain in the hand just to show our opponent that we have something. Maybe he misread what are we doing, and we are going to keep piling up on damage thanks to Kithion. Kithion or Gideon. So when he transforms, he changes the name from Kithion to Gideon. Well, Gideon is obviously a child's name, I guess. Let's see if the pink can survive. Oh, this is nasty creature. So far no emerged creature. Maybe the Fallen Misery is played only for the effect of fetching one creature, but I think that's a bit expensive. Let's is a lot of mana to pay, so here we are going to use the capability of Nahiri to defeat some blocker, so all our attackers can become indestructible. So let's see what happens. I'm hoping that the opponent tries to block, because that allows us to activate Nahiri. We can make Gideon indestructible, so here this is very good, this is quite good. So this one has indestructible, I don't get what's happening here. Okay, we make Gideon indestructible. We have to pay 3, but we are going to use all the white mana, and we are going to 1 point to the Kill Chieftain. And of course the opponent could have some damage prevention or some part to save the creatures. Let's see what happens. So our attack did remove the major current threat from the opponent, but still this one is quite scary. Maybe we should... Okay, what's happening? Alright, I'm glad that I did not spend all the mana. So here we go. Gideon is saved once again. This is, I'm amazed that this 1 mana creature is doing so much for us. It deserves a cookie. So here, let's see if our opponent is trying to attack us. Let's see if he's attacking. There is no profitable attack, so the opponent has left the game. Let's see how this develops at the bitter end. So here the insolent neonate, we can sacrifice him right away to draw an extra card, but well, the chance of us drawing every single land is 0, but I'm kind of tired of drawing lands, so at this point I'm going to just remove this on the champion. We are going to pay 5, yes, pay 5. 5 is so much. Alright, okay, we pay. And okay, do we keep the mountain in our hand? I think no, just in case next turn Kithion needs to activate his indestructible feature, so but despite that we can do this attack. The creatures have vigilance. The opponent has not enough power to kill the Inquisitor's Ox, and here we go. So we make quite a comeback. I think that the initial hand was kind of slow, but our opponent did not have anything besides a few non-creature spells, and his creatures couldn't pass through our powerful kitten. I kind of don't want to control at this point. What has this on the other side? He can make our creatures indestructible. He can become himself a 4/4. Okay, useful, but still. So this time the indestructible is going to become the neonate. The other 2 creatures are pretty sturdy and are not going to be killed easily. Our opponent pretty much has to block our 4/6. Let's see what happens here. make him indestructible and let Gideon finish the neutrality picture, or pay 4 to deal the damage necessary. Bring this down. I think that I find we pay 1 less mana to do that, but at this point in the game doesn't matter too much. Now Gideon is flipping, so goodbye Gideon, welcome Gideon, and now what our creatures are all of them can be shields. Why do we want to untap them? Okay, now so you were indestructible. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. We are dropping 2 neonates to draw. Yes, another land. Okay. So let's we bring up to 5, and of course we could have made our creature indestructible, but lucky for us we are not regretting that choice. And let's see, our opponent has found a smoldering werewolf that is going to cost 4 mana to play, so I'm guessing he's going to drop it right away, and the Blighted Gorge is going to take care of that beast or werewolf horror before something happens. We are going to kill this, alright. Well, I think that this activation is kind of useless. It should have gone into our Gideon, but here comes. This is going to be a fatal blow. Some enchant creature. If we try to enchant our planeswalker, it will drop by the end of the turn. So, but it doesn't. So, I was thinking into not using the card, but why hold it? Okay. We might draw something with haste, but here this is going to do that, and okay, Gideon becomes Planeswalker again. And the Lightning Axe, nice, but only can target creatures, so here we have medium. Our opponent has 1 card in hand that didn't play, so what could that be? Let's find out. Maybe a fog? I don't think so. So the pink deck has defeated the red and green. What makes red plus green? It would be something brown. Okay. Let's go ahead to our next exhibition match for this deck, and let's try to have a better opening this time. So there's an interesting card that the flexibility of playing this uncommon combination, or I think it's uncommon since I haven't seen other players using this, but we have access to the Dragon of Avarice that is going to enable all our madness cards. So a single land in hand, cheap place but no wipe, so we need to draw a better one. This time we have only an Evolving Wilds. This is the opposite of the previous match. So this time we have 4 lands and just an enchantment and a planeswalker, but if we keep doing mulligans we are going to end up without nothing to play. So double gazed, so I think devolving whites is going to be better here. We need to start removing lands from the deck. This time the proper land. There's a bit of a problem with me. I think I have some sort of dyslexia or something in regards to lands. I decide what land I want and then I take another one. So here we are against a vampire deck, probably Asylum. Visitor is going to check if the opponent or the player has no cards in hand, so double gaze is not going to help us too much by the time being. So we can merely tap 3-1, but not much, not too much else. So we're going to search for a mountain. So let's see. Our opponent is either not going to attack or remove our blocker. So yes, we can right away destroy our flyer. So this is going to be very hard to make a comeback here. So probably Spires is our best choice to stabilize. So let's go ahead. This is 2 turns away to activate. So we have no many plays that we can do. Blight Step can help us stay, I guess, one turn. The follow-up for this opening is going to make this game end very quickly. So here comes the player of Barkada that can turn into a 3-2 with fly. And Liliana is still growing and growing. And also we are still waiting to see what has any red for us. That probably similar spells to ours. So okay, so if we play Nahiri, is going to die right away. So I think that getting the Scourge Gold in play is better here. We can make him indestructible. That is not going to affect too much at this moment. If we get to activate Delirium, this creature is going to have double strike. That is very powerful. But get there first. So here comes the flyer. A Suspension Masquerade. This gives the attacking creatures first strike, and since they are vampires, they are going to be gaining a small counter. So we can prevent this girl from doing damage and gaining one counter. I think that we cannot afford to take damage here. It will become a 4-2. But let's see how many more turns we can survive here. So here I guess Blighted Gorge that we cannot yet activate, so we are going to 2 points of damage to Liliana. So our land is indestructible at the beginning of the turn. Well, that's cute. I don't think it's too relevant, but it's cute. So here Liliana has 2 loyalties, but she is going to recover quite soon. So here comes the 4th land, and we are receiving 3 damage. These creatures are going to grow into 5/4 and 4/2. That is quite nasty against us. So Nahiri can deal with one of them, but probably the opponent has more of this coming against us. And we have the Raven's Bloodseeker in hand that could eventually become very useful, but by the time that he gets there is not going to be enough. We now are going to take 7 damage. And Nahiri, it's expensive, we can use her to get rid of one of them, but it's not going to survive another turn. So what we would like to draw is one of our removals, but instead is a Evolving Wilds. So first of all, we are dropping Nahiri. We can exile the most threatening card, the most currently threatening card, but this legendary creature is going to give +1/+1 to a creature that enters the battlefield and give it haste. That is going to be enough to kill us already. We have a single blocker that's not going to save us. So let's just see what is the final vampire of our opponent. This is a new card from Eldritch Moon, and this is Bloodhole Priest. When on the battlefield or attacks, if you have no cards in hand, it will deal 2 damage to target creature or player. Also has Madness, and the 5 life. Why does it has? She gained a counter thanks to the Olivia, and also our opponent played the Fiery Temper to destroy our blocker, and we are finished by this beautiful fire formation that it has been enhanced by the Masquerade. So there we have it. The aggro vampires are very strong. Of course the pink deck is also strong, but it's maybe too creative. So let's try it once again to see what we find. So the vampires, yes, are powerful, but I find them kind of a bit boring. But if you are using just vampires, usually there are not many choices that you have to make. It's just a game mode where if you draw the right card you win, otherwise you lose. And well, it's going to happen to us here. We can activate Delirium quite fast with this hand. If we want to have Delirium, that's it. So we are going to start with a plains, no, with mountain this time. We already have plains in hand. So the vessel of volatility is kind of an storage for mana. You pay 2 but then if you pay 2 again, you recover 4. So it's like investing mana for the future. We have drawn into Senseless Rage, so we are going to drop the Vessel of Volatility. So, provided we draw into a untapped land, we could use the Vessel of Volatility to drop our Wolf of Devil's Bridge. That is it is a 5/5 that it's going to enable us to discard a card while we attack. So I think that is not a bad idea to do such a thing. So we pay 2, we gain 4. So we are going to have 5 remaining, and we can play the wolf. The wolf! Oh! Alright. This is a turn 3/5/5. Is also a very powerful attacker. So I do not know if our opponent doesn't have something of like a bone splinters or something of sorts. This is going to be quite painful for him. So let's see what happens. Also, when this attack, we can target a creature or planeswalker if we discard a card. So we could remove, for instance, a 2 health minion by discarding Senseless Rage. And also, since this has Madness, we can also play right away. So we could even hit the very same creature to do that. But that appears to be, I don't think if that's a good idea, because we lose the element of surprise. I don't know. It's possible. If we invest too much in a single creature, we run the risk of having the creature removed later, and we are going to regret that. Well, we have to target something. We are going to answer no. We do not want to damage this time to himself, to itself. So, alright. Although it's tempting to play that, I think that this is a very important target for if our opponent has a removal card, it's going to drop it into this. So we don't want to place everything here. So let's see if we get. Oh wow! Flashback Marauder and Scrapskin Drake. So I think that our opponent is missing the islands. So let's see. Our opponent has left. So the pink deck does it again. Okay, let's continue playing just to see how far we can get with this. Apparently our opponent was expecting this Flashback Marauder sooner or later, but he couldn't manage to find it in time. Now we attack wolf, and we are going to kill the flyer. This time we are using the rage and we dodged a languish, and we are going to enchant wolf that has become a 7/7. And well, this is not a zombie, so I think the opponent's deck is missing, it's trying to do too much in a single deck, and it's having a rough time with finding the proper lands. So maybe he has a lot of blue cards. Oh, here comes the bone splinters that I was fearing. So we lost our nice, cute dog, and what to do now? So, since there is no ball present from the other side, I think that we can finish the game in quite little turns. So, if this connects for 4, and the opponent is going to require a powerful blocker to stop the next attack. If we draw into a land, we can give the Needle Spire's immortality for the turn. So here comes Liliana. Rogue's Passage. What is special? We have black and blue deck. If you want to know, it's trying to control our mind. So for 2 we can search for 2 basic lands. So no point into to this. The only thing of the Needle Spire is that it's too expensive to activate. So okay, but getting rid of Liliana seems a fair price to pay here. But miscalculations or Mr. Calculations. I was expecting to play Celestial Flare to force our opponent to sacrifice Liliana, but instead I counted wrong the mana available, and now we just burned the mana necessary. So here this is pretty sad. The thing that I don't want to do is, since she has lifelink, I didn't want our opponent to gain some life here. So this is perfect now. So 2 and 9 days. Here we go. Excellent. Yeah, you are going to be immortal. Yeah. He can kill himself using the ability. Even if he is indestructible, he can become a less than 0 tax creature and go straight into the graveyard. So let's see if one attempts to play something. I think that the land distribution of this deck is not the right one. So we are going to kiss Liliana goodbye. That was good. So if we the only sad thing is that we didn't get to search for 2 basic lands. So if we have one more land, we can activate everything here. But no, let's this discard is senseless rage. This is. We also want to cast it on the vampire. So now the vampire on himself gained +2, -2, and enchantment is going to gain +2, +2. So what else? Well, it's going to become indestructible. That's a very good thing this time. Can attack. Our opponent has to block or dies, and we can play the wolf that it happens to have Delirium. Good. And that's it. Next turn, we are going to have 3 attackers for the next turn, unless our opponent is able to remove these 2 and block the middle spires, and that seems pretty unlikely here, especially since Languish has gone. Even after Languish, this could survive. Okay. Let's finally get more mana over here. And okay, we have 2 double strikers here, and we are going to... Yo dog, do you want your lands to pump up your lands? Yes. Here. A land that is giving another land +1/+1, and it gives it also first strike. Right. And you become indestructible. Yes, why not? Why not? Because this fire can also become more powerful. Yes. Look at this, 7-1 indestructible. Bam! Alright, that was it. I think that our opponent didn't offer us a nice challenge this time, because evidently he didn't draw into the lands he wanted to, and then we had a very easy victory. But okay, it was funny, it was amusing. So let's buy the almost the last booster from Shadows over Innistrad. So the collection is almost complete. Let's open this one to find what is here. Well, nothing too spectacular. The Equestrian skill is an expensive enchantment that gives +3/+3, and if it happens to be a human, also Trample. Throttle, a very peculiar card that costs 5 mana to give -4/-4 to attacking creature. Arms of the Bane, black madness card, sorcery that enables you to gain life and make your opponent lose 3. And Vessel of Paramnesia, nice for enchantment synergy and milling the opponent. And Vessel of Ephemera, the expensive ability. You will have to sacrifice the enchantment to place 2/1/1 flyers, but kind of goes well with, of course, an enchantment synergistic deck and also a spirit deck. And finally, our second Death Cap Cultivator that is going to help us in our ramp decks, or even this is going to even gain Death Touch, if that could be a useful thing to have. Speaking of which, my next video I want to try to make a Death Touch based deck, so let's see if sometime that can gain against if that make us gain some ranks. But well, we'll have to see and try something. So, but until then, don't forget to leave comments if you have any suggestions, and sayonara.